Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapata Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prisabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Pashachya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivanarottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Srinvatam Svakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridyandastoya Bhadrani Vitunuti Suhritsatam Nastaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktirbhavati Naistiki. Before reciting the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the person of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana, Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Shri Vyasadeva, the author. Sri Krishna, the person of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the person of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu Tanda Pram Jai Srila Prabhupada. Shri Sukavacha iti lalanuna yati visharado gramya vaidagya vaidagdhyaya vaidagdhyaya paribhashayatam vibhutavadum vibhutamatir adi sakpajayam asa. Sri Sukavacha, Sri Sukadev Goswami said, Iti thus, Lalana, woman, Anunaya, in winning over, Ati Visarada, very expert, Gramya, Vaidagdhyaya, expert in fulfilling one's material desires, Paribhashaya, by selected words, Tam, her, Vibhutavadum, the celestial girl, Vibhudamati Agnitra, who possessed intelligence like that of the demigod. Adisabha Adisabhajayam Asa gained the favor of translation. Sukadev Goswami continued. Maharaj Agnidra, whose intelligence was like that of a demigod, knew the art of flattering women to win them to his side. He therefore pleased the celestial girl with lusty words and gained her favor. Purport. Since King Agnidra was a devotee, he actually had no attraction for material enjoyment, but he wanted a wife for progeny, and Lord Brahma had sent Purva Chitti for this purpose. He expertly pleased her with flattering words. Women are attracted by man's flattering words. One who is expert in this art of flattery is called Vidagda. Text number 18. सा च ततस्तस्या वीरयुथा पतेर्बुद्धिशीलरूपवाया श्रिया उदार्येण पराक्षिप्ता मनस्तेन सह युता परिवत्सरोपल परिवत्सरोपलक्षणं कालं जम्बूद्वीपपतिना भौमस्वर्गभोगान् पुपुजे. Sa, she, cha, also, taha, thereafter, tasya, of him. Virayutha, pate, the master of heroes. Buddhi, by the intelligent. Shila, behavior. Rupa, beauty. Vaya, youth. Shriya, opulence. Audar, Audaryana, by the magnanimity. Parakshipta, attracted. Manaha, her mind. Tenasaha, with him. Ayuta, 10,000. Ayuta, 10,000. Parivatsara, years. Upalakshanam, extending. Kalam, time. Jambudvipa with the king of Jambudvipa. Pauma, earthly. Svarga, heavenly. Pogan, pleasures. Bubuje, enjoyed. Translation: attracted by the intelligence, learning, youth, beauty, behavior, opulence, and magnanimity of Agnidra, the king of Jambudvipa and master of all heroes. Purvachiti lived with him for many thousands of years and luxuriously enjoyed both worldly and heavenly happiness. Purport: by the grace of Lord Brahma, King Agnidra and the heavenly girl Purvachiti found their union quite suitable. Thus they enjoyed worldly and heavenly happiness for many thousands of years.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Lord Jai Prabhupada.
Can you read, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu,
Alright.
Krishna
Chandrapram.
Prabhu. Prabhu, in 15 minutes I can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Text number 19. Tasyam uhava atmajan sarajavara agnidrona bikim purusha harivarshela vrita ramyakahiranmaya kuru badrashva ketumala samgnan navaputran. ajanayat. Tasyam in her, uhava, certainly, Atmajan sons, Saha he, Rajavara, the best of kings, Agnitra, Nabi, Kimpurusha, Harivarsha, Ilavrita, Ramyaka, Hiranmaya, Kuru, Badrashva, Ketumala, Samgnan named, Naba, 9, Putran, sons, Ajanayat, begat, translation. In the womb of Purvachiti, Maharaj Agnitra, the best of kings, begot 9 sons named Nabi, Kimpurusha, Harivarsha, Ilavrita, Ramyaka, Hiranmaya, Kuru, Badrashva, and Ketumala. Text number 20. Sa suvata sutan navanu vatsaram griha eva pahaya purvachittir bhuya eva jam devam upastashte. Sa, she, Sutva, after giving birth to, Atha, thereafter, Sutan sons, Nava 9, Anuvatsaram, year after year, Grihe at home, Eva, certainly, Apahaya, leaving, Purvachiti, Bhuyaha, again, Eva, certainly, Ajam, Lord Brahma, Detam, the demigod, Upadaste, approached. Translation. Purvachiti gave birth to these 9 sons, one each year. But after they grew up, she left them at home and again approached Lord Brahma to worship him. Purport. There are many instances in which Apsaras, heavenly angels, have descended to this earth by the order of superior demigods like Lord Brahma or Lord Indra, have followed the demigod's order by marrying someone and giving birth to children, and have then returned to their celestial homes. For example, after Menaka, the celestial woman who had come to delude Vishwamitra Muni, gave birth to child Shakuntala, she left both the child and her husband and returned to the heavenly planets. Purvachiti did not remain permanently with Maharaj Agnitra. After cooperating in his household affairs, she left Maharaj Agnidra and all 9 sons and returned to Brahma to worship him. Haribol. Okay, Haribol, text number 21. Agnidra Shutaste Matur Agnu Anugrahad Autpattikenaiva Samhanana Palopetah Pitra Vibhakta Atmatulyanamani Yathabhagam Jambudvipavarshani Bubuju. Agnitra Sutta, the sons of Maharaj Agnitra, they, Matu of the mother, Anugrahat, by the mercy or by drinking the breast milk, Utpattikena, naturally, Eva, certainly, Samhanana, well-built body, Bala, strength, Upetaha, obtained, Pitra, by the father, Vibhaktaha, divided, Atmatulya, following their own namani, processing names, yathabhagam, divided properly, Jambudvipa Varshani, different parts of Jambudvipa, properly, probably Asia and Europe combined together. Bubuju ruled. Translation: because of drinking the breast milk of their mother, the 9 sons of Agnidra naturally had strong, well built bodies. Their father gave them each a kingdom. Their father gave them each a kingdom in a different part of Jambudvipa. The kingdoms were named according to the names of the sons. Thus the sons of Agnidra ruled the kingdoms they received from their father. Purport: the Acharyas specifically mention that in this verse the words Matu Anugrahat, by the mercy of their mother, refer to the breast milk of their mother. In India, it is a common belief that if a baby is fed his mother's milk for at least 6 months, his body will be very strong. Besides that, it is mentioned here that all the sons of Agnidra were endowed with nature of their mother. Bhagavad Gita 140 also declares, Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankara. When women are polluted, varna sankara, unqualified children are generated. And when the varna sankara population increases, the entire world becomes hellish. Therefore, according to Manu Samhita, a woman needs a great deal of protection in order to remain pure and chaste, so that her children can be fully engaged in the benefit of human society. Ribol. Anyone wants to read next?
Oh, Semi Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
And I'm kind of busy here outside.
Yes, Prabhu. That's fine.
I'll read tomorrow, Prabhu. Haribo.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah?
Ribol. Text number 22. Agnidro Rajatriptaha Kamanam Apsarasam Evanudinam Adi Manyamanas Tasya Salokatam Shrutibir Avarundayatra Pitaro Madayante. Agnidra, Raja the king, Atripta, not satisfied, Kamanam, which sends gratification, Apsara, Apsarasam, the celestial woman, Purvachitti, Eva, certainly, Anudinam, day after day, Adi, exceedingly, Manyamana, thinking of Tasya, of her, Salukatam, promotion to the same planet, Shruti by the Vedas, Avarunda got, Yatra where, Pitara the forefathers, Madayante take pleasure, Translation. After Purvachiti's departure, King Agnidra, his last desires not at all satisfied, always thought of her. Therefore, in accordance with the Vedic injunctions, the king, after his death, was promoted to the same planet as his celestial wife. That planet, which is called Pitraloka, is where the Pitas, the forefathers, live in great delight.
Semi Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
I found a picture when I was young. I don't know if you will be able to see it.
Oh, Haribol.
But it's not clear. Or is it clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh,
It's really
yes, yes,
nice.
Prabhu. I wish I was at the
Really
Ratha
nice.
Yatra today. Sorry,
Oh,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu. Same. I was thinking, did I read the translation? After
You see,
Purvachiti's
Prabhu, my mom.
departure,
Yes,
yes,
Semi Prabhu.
I read the
My mom
translation.
wants me to get out of the house to go live in there and do my Hare Krishna things in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted me to live in here. So my brother once lived in here, you know. I was
Hmm.
like, nah, it's not. There's already a bed and everything. It says that it's cold in here.
Hmm. Yes, Prabhu, you can make a temple.
Yes, bro, that's what I'm actually thinking. But then I just need to renovate a few things because there are holes there, you know.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, bro.
You're like Gaura Shakti Prabhu now.
Oh, yeah.
Translation. After Purvachiti's departure, King Agnidra, his lusty desire not at all satisfied, always thought of her. Therefore, in accordance with Vedic injunctions, the king after his death was promoted to the same planet as his celestial wife. That planet, which is called Pitraloka, is where the Pitas, the forefathers, live in great delight. Purport. If one always thinks of something, he certainly gets a related body after death. Maharaj Agnidra was always thinking of Pitraloka, the place where his wife had returned. Therefore, after his death he achieved the same planet, probably to live with her again. Bhagavad Gita also says, Yam yam va pismaran bhavam tyajyante kalevaram tam tam evaite kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. 8.6 Bhagavad Gita. We can naturally conclude that if we always think of Krishna or become fully Krishna conscious, we can be promoted to the planet of Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna eternally lives. Twenty-three. Samparete pitarinava brataro merudutuhitr Merudevim pratirupam ukradam strim latam ramyam shyamam narim badram devatvitim iti samgna navodavahan. Samparete Pitari, after the departure of their father Nava, nine Brataraha brothers, Duhitra, the daughters of Merudevi, Pratirupa, Ukradam Stri, Latam Lata, Ramya, Narim Nari, Badra, Devaviti iti das. Samgnaha, the names. Nava 9, Udvahan, Mary. Translation. After the departure of their father, the nine brothers married the nine daughters of Meru, named Merudevi, Pratirupa, Ukradamshri, Lata, Ramya, Shyama, Nari, Bhadra, and Devaviti. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 5th canto, 2nd chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled The Activities of Maharaj Agnidra.
Prabhu,
Haribol.
please move, I can continue.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Chapter 3. Rishabdev's appearance in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of King Navi. In this chapter, the spotless character of King Navi, the oldest son of Agnidra, is described. Wanting to have sons, Maharaj Nabi underwent severe austerities and penances. He performed many sacrifices along with his wife and worshipped Lord Vishnu, master of all sacrifices. Being very kind to his devotees, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was very pleased with the austerities of Maharaj Nabi. He personally appeared before the king in his 400 feature, and the priests who were performing the sacrifices began to offer their prayers unto him. They prayed for a son like the Lord, and Lord Vishnu agreed to take the birth in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of King Nabi, and incarnate as King Rishabdev. Text 1. Shri Shukavacha Nabhir Apatya Kamo Prajaya Devaya Bhagavantam Yajnapurusham Avahitatma Yajata Sri Shukovacha. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, Nabi, the son of Maharaj Agnitra, Apatya Kama, desiring to have sons, Prajaya, who had not given birth to any children, Meru Devya, with Meru Devi, Bhagavantam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yajna Purusham, Lord Vishnu, the master and enjoyer of all performances of sacrifice, Avahita Atma, with great attention, Ayajata, offered prayers and worshipped. Translation Translation. Sri Shukdev Goswami continued to speak. Maharaj Nabi, the son of King Agnidra, wished to have sons, and therefore he attentively began to offer prayers and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the master of and enjoyer of all sacrifices. Maharaj Nabi's wife Meru Devi, who had not given birth to any children at that time, also worshipped Lord Vishnu along with her husband. Text 2. तस्याः भव श्रद्धाय विशुद्ध भवेन यजता प्रवर्गेषु प्रचारत्सु द्रव्यदेशकाल मन्त्रत्विदक्षिणा विधान योगपापत्य दुराधिगमोऽपि भगवत वत्सल्या तया सुप्रतीक आत्मानम् अपराजितं निज जनाभिप्रेतार्थ विदितस्य हृदयंगां मनोनायन न दन्नावयभिरामम् अविष्यकर tasya when he Nabi Bhavava certainly Shraddhaya with great faith and devotion Vishuddha Bhavena with a pure uncontaminated mind Yajata was worshipping Pravargyeshu while the fruitive activities called Pravargya Pracharashtu Ratsu were being performed. Dravya, the ingredients, Desha, place, Kala, time, mantra, hymns, Ritvik, priests conducting the ceremony. Dakshina, gifts to the priest. Vidhana, regulative principles, yoga, and of the means. Upapattaya, by the performance. Durdhikama, not obtainable. Api, although Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavata Vatsalya, because of his being very affectionate to his devotee. Supratika, possessing a very beautiful form. Atmanam himself. Aparajitam, not to be conquered by anyone. Nijajana, of his devotee. Abhipreta artha, the desire. Viditasya, to fulfill. Grihita Hridaya, his heart being attracted. Hridayam Garamam, captivating. Mana Nayana Ananda, pleasing to the mind and eyes. Avya, Avayava Yava, by the limbs. Aviramam, beautiful. Avish Chakrakara, manifested. Translation. In the performance of a sacrifice, there are 7 transcendental means to obtain the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. First, by sacrificing valuable things or eatables. Second, by acting in terms of place. Third, by acting in terms of time. Fourth, by offering hymns. Fifth, by going through the priest. Sixth, by offering gifts to the priest. And seventh, by observing the regulative principles. However, one cannot always obtain the Supreme Lord through this paraphernalia. Nonetheless, the Lord is affectionate to his devotee. Therefore, when when Maharaj Nabi was a devotee, he worshipped and offered prayers to the Lord with great faith and devotion. With a pure, uncontaminated mind, superficially performing some yajna in the line of pravargya, the kind Supreme Personality of Godhead, due to his affection for his devotees, appeared before King Nabi in his unconquerable and captivating form, with 4 hands. In this way, to fulfill the desire of his devotee, the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifested himself in his beautiful body before his devotee. This body pleases the mind and eyes of the devotees. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said, Bhaktya mama vijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvata tato mam tattvato gyatva vishate tadanantaram. One who can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is only by devotion. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by the devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, and when one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Bhagavad Gita 18:55. One can understand and see the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the process of devotional service, and not in any other way. Although Maharaj Nabi performed prescribed duties and sacrifices, it should be it should still be considered that Lord appeared before him not due to his sacrifices, but because of his devotional service. It was for this reason that the Lord agreed to appear before him in his beautiful bodily features, as stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.30. The Supreme Lord is the Supreme Lord in his original nature is very beautiful. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalayatakshan Varahavatam Sam Asitambuddha Sundarangam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, although blackish, is very, very beautiful. Text 3. Athahatam Avishkrita Bhuja Yugala Tvayam Hiranyamayam Purusha Vishesham Kapisha Kaushayam Bara Dharam Urasi Vilasa Sat Shri Vatsa Lalam Jaravara Vanaruha Vanamalachurya Atma Amrita Mani Gada Divir Upalakshitam Sputa Kirana Pravara Muktasukundala Kataka Katisutra Hara Keyura Nipuradya Angabhushana Vibhushitam Ritvik Sadasya Graha Patayo Dana Vivottama Dana Upalabhya Sabhu Manam Arahan Nena Vanata Shirisana Upatastu. Synonyms. Atha, thereafter. Ha, certainly. Tam, him. Avishkrita Bhuja Yugala Dvayam, who manifested himself with 4 arms. Hiranyamayam, very bright. Purusha Vishesham, the topmost of all living beings, Purushottama. Kapisha Kaushaya Ambaradharam, wearing a yellow silk garment, Urasi on the chest, Vilasa, beautiful, Srivatsa, called Srivatsa, Lalaman, possessing the mark, Dharavara, by a conch shell, Ruha, lotus flower, Vanamala, garland of forest flowers, Achuri, disc, Amritamani, the Kaustubhajam, Gada, Adibi, and by a club and other symbols. Upalakshitam, symptomized Sputa Kirana, radiant. Pravarag, excellent. Mukta, helmet. Kundala, earrings. Kataka, bracelet. Kati, sutra, girdle. Hara, necklace. Keyura, armlets. Nipura, ankle bells. Adi, and so on. Anga of the body. Bhushana, with ornaments. Vibhushitam, decorated. With the priest. Sadasya associates. Grahapataya, and King Navi. Adana, poor persons. Iva, like Uttama Dhanam, a great treasure. Upalabhya, having achieved. Sabahu Manam, with great regard. Arhanena, with ingredients of worship. Avanata, bent. Shirasa, their heads. Upatastu, worship. Through what is that? Gridal? Could you say it? Kati Sutra, that one. Up, just beside the bracelets. What it means, the griddle. Okay. Translation: Lord Vishnu appeared before King Nandi with his forearms. With forearms, he was very bright, and he appeared to be the best of all personalities. Around the lower portion of his body, he wore a yellow silken garment. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, which always displayed beauty. He carried a conch shell, lotus flower, disc, and club, and he wore a garland of forest flowers and the Kaustubha. He was beautifully decorated with a helmet, earrings, bangles, belt, pearl necklace, armlets, ankle bells, and other bodily ornaments, bedecked with radiant jewels. Seeing the Lord present before them, King Nami and the priests and associates felt just like poor people who have suddenly attained great riches. They received the Lord and respectfully bent their heads and offered him things in worship. Purport: It is distinctly mentioned here that the Supreme Personality of Godhead did not appear as an ordinary human being. He appeared before King Nabi and his associates as the best of all personalities, Purushottama. As stated in the Vedas, Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also a living being, but he is the Supreme Living Being. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Lord Krishna himself says, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. No one is more attractive or more authoritative than Lord Krishna. That is one of the differences between God and an ordinary living being. According to this description of the transcendental body of Lord Vishnu, the Lord can easily be distinguished from all other living beings. Consequently, Maharaj Nabhi and his priests and associates all offered the Lord obeisances and began to worship him with various things, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 6.22. Yam labdhva cha param labham manyate nadikam tata. That is, upon gaining this, one thinks that there is no greater gain. When one realizes God and sees the Lord face to face, one certainly thinks that he has gained the best of all things. Rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. When one experiences a higher taste, his consciousness is fixed. After seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one ceases to be attracted by anything material. One then remains steady in his worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhu. Somebody wants to continue? I can read after 10 minutes, so there is something to do.
Prabhu. Thank you so much, Rishikesh Prabhu. Can I read one more, then we can go to six Astakam prayers, because I have to do cooking also.
Hare Krishna wrote, Gaurang Prabhu, the non
Prithvijauchu arhase muhur arhattamarhanam asmakam manupathanam namo namaitye tavat sat upasikshitam ko rihati puman prakriti guna vyatikara matir anisha ishvarasya parasya prakriti purushayor arvaktanaabir रूपा कृतिबी रूपा निरूपणम सकलजना निकाय वृजिना निरासना शिवातमा प्रवरा गुणगणैकदेशा कथानादृते. Ritvija the priest said, Arhasi, please accept. Muhu, again and again. Arhatama, O most exalted, worshipable person. Arhanam, offering of worship. Asmakam, of us. Anupathanam, who are your servants. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Iti thus. Etavat, so far. Sat, by exalted personalities. Upashikshitam, instructed. Kaha, what? Arhati is able to make. Puman, man. Prakriti, of material nature. Guna, of the modes. Yatikara, in the transformations. Mati, whose mind is absorbed. Anishaha, who is most incapable. Ishvarasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Parasya, beyond. Prakriti Purushayo, the jurisdiction of the three modes of material nature. Arvaktanabi, which do not reach up to, or which are of this material world. Namarupa akritibi, by names, forms, and qualities. Rupa, of your nature or position. Nirupanam, ascertainment, perception. Sakala, all. Jananikaya, of mankind. Vrijina, sinful actions. Nirasana, which wipe out. Shivatama, most auspicious. Pravara, excellent. Gunagana, of the transcendental qualities. Ekadesha, one part. Katanad, by speaking. Rite, except. Translation. The priest began to offer up prayers to the Lord, saying, O most worshipable one, we are simply your servants. Although you are full in yourself, please, out of your causeless mercy, accept a little service from us, your eternal servants. We are not actually aware of your transcendental form, but we can simply offer our respectful obeisances again and again, as instructed by the Vedic literatures and authorized acharyas. Materialistic living entities are very much attracted to the modes of material nature, and therefore they are very perfect. But you are above the jurisdiction of all material conceptions. Your name, form, and qualities are all transcendental beyond the conception of experimental knowledge. Indeed, who can conceive of you? In the material world, we can perceive only material names and qualities. We have no other power to offer our respectful obeisances and prayers unto you, the transcendental person. The chanting of your auspicious transcendental qualities will wipe out the sins of all mankind. That is the most auspicious activity for us, and we can thus partially understand your supernatural position. Purport. The Supreme Person of Godhead has nothing to do with material perception. Even the impersonalist Shankaracharya says, Narayana Paro Vyaktat, Narayana, the Supreme Person of Godhead, is beyond the material conception. We cannot concoct the form and attributes of the Supreme Person of Godhead. We must simply accept the description given in Vedic literatures about the Lord's form and activities, as stated in Brahma Samhita 528. Chinta mani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabhira palayantam lakshmi sahasra sadasam brahma sevamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the couch, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purple trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. We can have some conception of the absolute truth, his form, and his attributes simply by reading the description given in Vedic literatures and authoritative statements given by exalted personalities like Brahma, Narada, Sukadev Goswami, and others. Chilarupa Goswami says, Ata Krishna Nama Dina Bhavet Grahyam Indriyai. We cannot conceive the name, form, and qualities of Sri Krishna through our material senses. Because of this, other names of the Lord are Adoksaja and Aprakrita, which indicate that he is beyond any material senses. Out of his causeless mercy upon his devotees, the Lord appeared before Maharaj Nabi. Similarly, when we are engaged in the Lord's devotional service, the Lord reveals himself to us. Sevon mukhe hi jihvado, svayam evas puratyada. This is the only way to understand the Supreme Person of Godhead, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mama Pijanati Yavan Chasmi Tatvata. One can understand the Supreme Person of Godhead through devotional service. There is no other way. We have to hear from the authorities and from the Shastras and consider Supreme Lord in terms of their statements. We cannot imagine or concoct forms and attributes to the Lord. Haribol. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Okay, now we read 6 Astakam prayers. चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुतिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनम् नाम्नामकारि बहुधानि च सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पितानि अमितास्मरणेन कालाय तादृशी तव कृपा भगवन्ममापि दुर्दैवमिदृशमिहाजानिनानुरागः त्रिनादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना मानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुजकिङ्करं पतितं मामिषमे भवां बुधौ कृपाय तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदाहृदया गिरा पुलकनिशितं वपुः कदा तव नामग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रविश्यायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे अश्लीशवापादरतां पिनष्टु मामदर्शनान् मर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विरता तुलम्पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by chanting holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on a net recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling our separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain. So even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me, he is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Sri Shiksastakam ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Who wants to read 10 offenses?
बहुजन्म करे यदि श्रवण कीर्तन तबुतन पाए कृष्ण प्रतिक्रमण. Upon his infested with the time of essence in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy names for many, he did not get the love of God. That is the ultimate goal of this chanting. The offenses against the chanting of the holy names are as follows. First offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second offense, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of name independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third offense, to disobey the orders of spiritual master or to consider him as an ordinary person. Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature and persons of the Vedic version. Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth offense, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as deity activities karmakanda. Ninth offense, to instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And tenth offense, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, ultimately material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who clings to the Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Now let us offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava deities of the Lord, who can they can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. Vanshakalpatarabhashta
Patruvyascha
Kripasindhudayascha
Kripasindhubhyeva cha Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Anantapati
Anantadeva
Vishnu
Jai,
Ramachayasara Rashtrapur ki Jai,
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai,
Jai.
Jai Gaur Jai, Hari Hari Bol,
Hari Hari Bol.
Hari
Thank you
Bol.
so much, Prabhu, for joining and attending the reading session.
Thank you, Prabhu, Hari Bol.